Hello everybody and welcome to our McTravels. In today's video, we are going to be doing something that I actually enjoy doing, though a lot of people absolutely do not enjoy it, and that is packing. Courtney does not enjoy packing, which is why she is not in this video, but I was thinking since we're traveling, and I'm really excited about this trip because this is the first trip that we have taken in almost 2 years, which seems crazy, but the last year and a half has been really crazy. So we're getting ready to travel again, and I like to watch packing videos. And since we have this new channel we're doing, I thought, why not do a packing video while I'm packing all my stuff? Because we are leaving tomorrow. So where are we going? We are going on a 2-week road trip to South Dakota, Wyoming, and Montana, and slightly into Idaho. We're going to be doing lots of outdoor activities, visiting national parks, and that sort of thing. So we're really planning for a lot of outdoor time. Now, we're not going to be camping or anything like that, although we will be doing a little bit of glamping at least one night of our trip. So I'm not going to have a lot of camping gear or anything like that. But I'm going to have a lot of outdoorsy type clothes and things that I'm taking for this trip. And we're also going to have to prepare for lots of different kinds of weather. Because right now, even though it's the end of May, but our trip's going to be primarily in June. We're leaving on Memorial Day. The weather still in June, in some areas it could be 80 or 90. In some areas, when we get to Montana especially, it could be in the 30s. So we're really trying to pack for different types of weather too. And I'll go ahead and say I am not a minimalist in any aspect of my life, and packing is included in that. So I'm not going to say I'm packing super light, but I'm really trying not to overpack because I also like to buy things on trips and bring them back. And we are doing a road trip, like I said, so we're going to be in a car a lot of times, but we are flying out there and then flying home. So we do have to abide by TSA guidelines, and we have to pay to check luggage and that sort of thing. So we don't want to end up with way too much, or our luggage being so heavy that we are charged extra and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna do my best. Got my packing list. I'm ready to go. So the first thing I want to talk about is my carry-on, because I am gonna have one checked bag and one carry-on. So this is my carry-on bag. I got this from Amazon, I think. Also, if any of the stuff I talk about I got online somewhere, I will link it below. So you can check it out if you want. But this bag, I actually use this as my work bag on a daily basis. But I like to take it as my carry-on when I travel because it has some nice slots. It has a space for a laptop, which I don't travel with a laptop. But I do use it, like I said, for work, and my laptop goes in. But I like to put other things, like I currently have this notebook and a couple other things in here. It has pockets over here, zippers, and it has a little pocket on the side where you can plug in, if you have a portable charger, you can plug it in on the inside of here and then plug your phone into the outside of your bag, so you don't have to be holding the charger or anything like that. So that's really cool. And yeah, it has pockets on the side, which is great for a water bottle. Basically, I like to use this. This is great for traveling. So, what am I putting in here? I already put some stuff in here. So this little clipboard I've had for a long time. But it has my maps. So, if you know anything about me, or if you don't, I am an organized mess because I like to plan, I like to prepare, I like to make spreadsheets, I'll do all these sorts of things, but somehow things still end up going wrong half the time. But I try, which is important. What's important? But I have all these maps, so I went to every park, state park, national park we're going to, and printed out maps, and marked the trails and things we definitely want to do, and hit to try to map us out the best way possible. We have had to make some adjustments along the way, but hopefully everything goes well at this point. So got that, my maps, and then I've got my travel journal. I started travel journaling not last year, In 2019, last time I traveled, I thought we do have a blog. So plug for the blog. If you haven't seen it, it's rmictravels.com, where we post about all our trips and everything that we, some stories and tips and all kinds of stuff. So go check it out. But anyway, having a travel journal really helps with the travel blog. Plus, it's cool for me just to be able to look back at my journal. And because I don't write really detailed things. I just hit like the highlights of each day at the end of the day. And it's really cool to go back and see, because a lot of times it's more about how I felt about things, because looking at photos is good. You know, it can help you remember stuff. But I like reading. I feel like I can remember more and get more back in the moment of a trip reading about it than just looking at the photos. So I have those. So also, in case you aren't very familiar with TSA guidelines or security, airport security, there are a couple of things that you'll have to take out of your bag when you go through security, and those are electronics, liquids, and food. They always ask you to take those out and lay them out separately. So I like to group my stuff together just to make it easier to pull everything out at one time. So I'm going to start with my electronics. If I can find it buried under the clothes. So here's my camera bag. So my camera I'm taking for this trip, I'm taking my Fujifilm camera. It's an X-T30. I bought it on Amazon. I saved up for it because I really wanted it. It takes really good photos. I have used it a couple of times now, so I wanted to take a good camera on this trip because there's going to be lots of beautiful scenery everywhere we go. Now, I don't have any fancy lenses for it. I haven't invested in any lenses yet, but mostly I want to take photos, obviously, for myself, but also for the blog that we can use, and just for like a photo wall. So I'm not, trying to get professional with it, but if you are, I've heard that having really good, like, long lenses, like the ones that can get far away, are really good because you can get the wildlife if you want to do. Just do not approach the wildlife. It's been told to me a bunch of times now, so I'm not going to approach the wildlife. I also have my action camera, which I got for Christmas. I've only used this one time so far on a hike just to see what it did. It was a little shaky, but I'm not sure if it was my tripod I had it on. So we'll see. I'm going to try it again on this trip to see if I can get some cool footage, like just video of like scenery and stuff. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing because I just got it. And then I have my other camera, which is just a small point and shoot camera that we're going to kind of use as our vlogging camera. We haven't vlogged on a trip in a long time. We used to do our McTravels vlogs like 12 years ago, and then we kind of quit. So we're going to try to start back up and see what happens. And then, of course, I got my memory cards and things here. I did take all of the batteries out of all of the cameras. I don't know that they make you do that, but I have had people ask me to take batteries out of things before, like, and saw people having to take out like laptop batteries at security. So I always just take them out and put them separate. And then on the other side, I just have the chargers, the battery chargers and cords for 2 of the 3 cameras. So this is going in the bottom of this bag. I'm going to have to pull like everything out of the bag anyway. Everything I'm taking. I always take all my electronics in my carry-on. I never put them in my checked bag. I'm always paranoid something's going to happen, even though I've never had a bag lost. There's a first time for everything. So definitely don't want to put my expensive things in there because I'll be very sad. I also have my tablet, and I do always travel with my tablet. I like to, it's really good for planes because you can connect to in-flight entertainment. Also just good for entertainment purposes in general. And also good for informational. I mean, I have my phone, but sometimes you just need a bigger screen. Now, one thing I did do on here, which is kind of a tip, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on packing tips in this video because we are going to do a separate video just about packing tips for the channel. So one thing I did on my tablet this time, because I read that sometimes there's not good cell signal in some of the areas we're going to be visiting, I was kind of worried our GPS might not work the best. So, which I think you can download like offline versions of maps and things, but I went ahead and mapped from place to place and screenshotted the directions on my iPad because I'm usually the navigator when we go on trips. It's for like road trips and things. So I wanted to make sure we had kind of backup directions, which Courtney's also bringing an atlas, I think, that her parents had bought a while back. So we'll have like actual physical maps too. And hopefully our GPS will work and it won't matter, but just as sort of a backup, hopefully to keep us from getting lost. I have one here. I've got all of my batteries for my cameras that I'm going to put. Oh, I've got my portable battery charger, which I'm going to put in the bottom because it's the biggest. Then I've got all the batteries for my cameras that I'm going to put in here. I have a car charger, which we will need when we get the rental car eventually, because we're going to be spending a lot of time in a car. My USB, this is supposed to transfer photos from a memory card to a phone or tablet. It only works part of the time. So I don't know if it'll work or not, but I like to transfer them off. I'm always afraid something's going to happen to my SD cards. Then I've got my headphones, my wireless headphones here that I like to use the best, but I also have regular headphones that came with my phone just in case I can't connect, these won't connect or won't work or die or something. I definitely want to have headphones, especially on the airplane. And I don't know, sometimes some flights will give out headphones, but usually not for short flights. Or, I mean, ours isn't super short, but it's not super, super long either. So just in case, I've got both pair of headphones. Now, as far as electronics, I will also have a charging cube and some charging cables that I'm going to put in here, or I'll at least put one charging cable in here. The others I may put in my checked bag just because I won't need them on the plane, but I will have those. I'm not going to, they're over there right now, so I can charge my devices tonight before we leave first thing in the morning, and then I will put one in here and probably put the other two. I'll probably take 3 because I usually have about 3 devices I'm charging at one time. So that's it for my electronics. Now, I'm not taking any food because one of the things, there are things we're going to be purchasing once we get there, and snacks is one. You got to have snacks for a road trip. Now, I do have one food item that's going in my checked bag, but for the most part, we're just going to purchase snacks and things. I'll talk about all the stuff we're going to purchase when we get there at the end of the video. So I do have my water bottle. I always travel with the water bottle no matter what, and especially for a trip like this where we're going to be outside a lot. It's going to be possibly really hot some days, but either way, we're going to be doing lots of physical activity. Always important to have water. Now, I do have another backpack I'm taking, but a hydro backpack. But this will be good for the car. It's always just good to have a water bottle. If I can get it to fit. I've learned over the years that just because I make a packing list, just because you have something on the list, doesn't mean it's going to make it into the suitcase. That's why I check these off as I go. Make sure I actually put everything in there. Very important. So next up are my liquids. Now, since we're doing a checked bag, I'm not going to have that many liquids on this trip. Normally, if we do carry on only, which I really only have done a couple times. Now, that's more for like shorter trips because, like I said, I'm not a minimalist packer, and also I like to bring things back with me. So I like to have the extra space. But if you are doing carry-on only, it's important to remember that you can only have one quart-sized container bag, clear container bag for your liquids. I got this on Amazon. It is TSA approved. I always use it. I used to use Ziploc bags, which works fine, except for the tear and, rip sometimes. So I always had to take like extras just in case. So now I just use this on every trip and it works great. So like I said, I don't have that many liquids. The main liquids I actually have are hand sanitizer, which, always good to have, even before there was a pandemic. But now definitely good. And then wet wipes. I don't know that these necessarily would count as a liquid because even though there's a little bit of liquid in here, but I'm gonna put it in my liquid bag anyway because I have room. But also, now I've traveled with wet wipes before the pandemic because I like to wipe down tray tables and things on airplanes. Now I especially want to do that. I have not flown since COVID, so we'll see. I don't know how strict. I know we do have to have a mask, which I do have. I have my face mask. I'm going to put in the front of my suitcase, which we'll need. I don't know if you have to wear it in the airport, but I'm going to. But we do have to wear it on the plane. I don't know what other I haven't heard of anything else major that's changed. And I know they're sanitizing better. But it makes me feel better to have these. And also when we get to hotels, Airbnbs, I like to wipe down things like doorknobs and light switches, things that people touch frequently but don't think about cleaning as often. Even though, like I said, they're supposed to be cleaning better than they used to. But still. So I got those. Now that's really the only, I don't have anything else that's a liquid. So in my liquid bag though, I'm going to put some other stuff just because there's room and just to keep it contained. So my chapstick, very important. I've got some ibuprofen, always used for headaches, and my C-band. So I have started getting motion sickness. I didn't used to when I was younger very often, but now I do, especially riding in cars and trains and things, not usually on airplanes, but my C-bands really help with that. So I definitely want to take these. If you never tried these, they actually do work. They use these a lot for little kids who get motion sickness in the car. And I've never actually used them at sea, but I have used them on cars and trains and things, and they do usually work pretty well. So I'm putting those all in my liquid bag, like I said, just to keep them contained. I'll put that in there. Okay, so like I said, I have my face mask, which I have to have for the plane. Then I'm also going to have, so this is my wallet. This is my travel wallet. It has got the RFID blocking on it, which I've never really had an issue with that. I don't know how often that's really a problem, but I do like to take this too, just because I can fit all kinds, all different kinds of things in it. If I need to just take this and I don't want to take my whole bag, I can take it like a wristlet and fit my phone in here and stuff like that. But of course I have my money, I have my ID, I have my insurance card and my vaccination card. I don't know, nothing I've read says that you need your vaccination card, but just in case, for some reason I need it, I have it in here. So that's got all of that. Of course, I'm going to have my phone, which I have my phone. I am going to put, where is it? I'm so prepared. I have this charging case. I do need to charge it, but I'm going to put it on my phone and go ahead and charge it. But it will recharge my phone to full battery twice. I think it's supposed to do it more than that, but it only does it twice. But that's okay, because that is really helpful, especially when we have to use it for GPS or something like that. So that way we, don't have to, which I guess we could plug it into the car. I guess mainly this would be for if we, not that we haven't used GPS outside of a car, because we totally have. Out and about, hiking, doing something like that, using my phone for photos and videos will kill the battery. So good to have this battery case, so I'm going to put this on my phone at some point before we leave. If you are not familiar with me or with Armic Travels, this is Elvis. Elvis is also coming on the trip. Now, Elvis is a toy that I'm pretty sure came from McDonald's. And I actually got Elvis at a Goodwill in Mississippi about more than 15 years ago. And Elvis has been with me on every single trip I have taken since Mississippi. Seems weird, but I guess you could say he's like my little good luck charm when I travel. So he's my little travel companion, and I take him everywhere. Courtney also has a travel companion whose name is Mutan. But yes, so this is Elvis, my travel companion. So he always comes with me. So he's going into my bag. And then lastly, for my carry-on, I have socks. So I'll tell you why I have these socks in just a minute, but I'm just going to put them down in the front of my bag. So yep, got not the lightest thing in the world, but I've got my necessities to get me out there. I'm really hoping we're able to check into our hotel as soon as we get there. But if we're not and have to leave like our big suitcases behind, I can just easily take this around, even though, like I said, it's a little bit heavy, but with my electronics, you can lock it, but like, I don't know. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna move this out of the way and move on to the next bit. So I want to start off my checked luggage by talking about my plain outfit. So this is what I'm wearing tomorrow morning, but I'll obviously have it with me on the trip. So I've got a pair of jean capris that I'm going to take that I'll probably, when we're not, not hiking or doing whatever, that I can wear these. I'm not taking any jean shorts. Talk about that in a minute. So I've got my jean capris, and then I'll have my Tahiti's a Magical Place t-shirt, which I think is really cool. And then my jacket. So this is like a sports workout type zip-up jacket. I had one, but the zipper broke, so I got a new one. And the zipper is not broke. So I'll have all those items, plus I'll have a cami. I'm only taking the one that I'm wearing because I'm probably not going to be wearing a cami most of the time. But if I need one, I'll just wear the one. Because why? And also, I'm wearing my Merrell walking sandals. I really like these. These are actually really good for walking. I have flat feet, so my feet hurt regardless of the shoes I wear, but having good shoes definitely helps. And these definitely help when I'm doing a good bit of walking and want to wear sandals, like let my feet breathe a little bit. So this will have the socks, because sometimes they make you take your shoes off when you go through airport security. And if in fact they make me take my shoes off, I do not want to walk barefoot across the airport floor. So if they do, I'm going to slip on these socks real quick, so that way I don't have to do that. Now I could wear my sneakers or something instead of wearing these, but I'll tell you I'm not doing that in just a sec. So that's my plain outfit. That's what I'm wearing there. So we'll talk about shoes now, since I was talking about the shoes. What other shoes am I taking? So obviously I have my walking sandals. So I'm also taking my kids' sneakers, my hiking shoes, and a pair of flats, because I wanted to have one pair of shoes that was like slightly nicer. Nothing fancy. We're not going to go like be fine dining or anything, but in case we want to look a little bit nicer, when we go to dinner or something like that. And plus these fold up really nicely into, folds up like that. So they don't take up a whole lot of room. These are teaks. These are the only pair of teaks that I own. I do like them. They are more comfortable on the bottom. They have more of a cushion, so it's for wearing them for a long period of time. And I'll give a whole full review of my teaks when we do a video. We're going to do a video about some different travel related items, and we'll have a section on shoes, and I'll talk more about these. I will say I'm glad I have one pair, but probably won't buy no more because they're really expensive. Here's one little packing tip for you. Shoe bags. If you never use shoe bags, these are great. I love taking these because you don't even really think about what your shoes touch when you're walking around on the ground. I think more about germs now than I used to. But even before that, I was thinking when your shoes get dirty or whatever, you don't want them touching other stuff in your suitcase, or even the suitcase itself, really. So I love having these shoe bags to kind of keep the shoes separated. Now I can fit my shoes in these, no problem. I don't have any issues. And I'm actually in this bag, I'm going to put my sneakers and my teats in the same shoe bag because they will fit. And my sandals will also fit in here with either pair of those shoes. So have those in a shoe bag. And then I can actually fit these into one shoe bag, but you can buy multiple packs of these. I think you can also buy larger sizes of these shoe bags. I got these on Amazon as well. If your shoes, you have bigger feet than I do. Moving into clothes. So first, we'll talk about pants. What pants am I taking? I have a giant pile of clothes over here. I've just been throwing things at my suitcase as I think I need to take that. So now everything's very crazy looking. All right, so I have one pair of jeggings that I'm taking in addition to, of course, the jean capris I'm taking. I'm not taking any jean shorts because I don't think I'm going to be needing them a lot. The weather, it may get hot, and in some areas it says, you know, from what I've read, it does get pretty hot. But those will probably be days when I'll be wearing my workout gear or something like that. I'm not thinking I'm going to need a lot of shorts. But I also wanted to have a pair of long pants just in case it was cold. So also I have two pairs of, it's a disaster. Where are the long workout pants? So for workout pants, I have two pairs of long yoga pants, and then I have two pairs of the capri length yoga pants, and then one pair of shorts. And that is it for bottoms aside from my pajamas, which are still over here. I think this is going to be good. That is my hope. We'll see. So I'm not going to show you inside of here, but this cube has got all of my underwear and socks and bras. So I do have one pair of underwear for every single day. Now we may have the opportunity to do laundry on this trip. There's lots of places we're staying that do have laundry facilities. But we don't typically like to do laundry because we're usually busy all day long when we go on trips. Like, we don't go on vacation to relax. We're like full, you know, we're going full time most of the time. But if we have to do laundry, fine. But if we don't have to do laundry, the one thing that I can't put back on dirty is underwear. Now, socks, I can wear dirty socks. Don't really like to, but I can just spray them down with some Febreze. Now, I do have in here some regular socks. I have some hiking socks, and I have some of the little socks that go with my sneakers. And then I have 4 sports bras, one other regular bra. I'll have one on tomorrow because I feel like I'm going to be wearing sports bras a lot of the time. So, yep, that's all in here. I also have a pair of little shorts, which I'll talk about in a second. Yep, so got all that stuff packed in here, ready to go. Next up, we'll talk about like random stuff first before we talk about shirts. So I'm taking my bathing suit. I'm not entirely sure if we'll need a bathing suit, but there are places on the trip to swim. So it'll depend on the weather and just some other factors. But I wanted to have one swimsuit just in case we find a cool spot to swim. And then I have my pajamas. So I have a pair of pajama pants and then just a regular t-shirt that I'll wear to bed. Now, I'm only taking one pair of pajamas. I don't have a problem wearing the same pajamas for 2 weeks at a time. I've done it before. I do always shower at night, so I feel like I'm clean enough. And I don't sweat a lot because I don't know why. I just don't. But, and also Courtney turns our room into an ice box whenever possible. So I'm not thinking that I'm going to get hot. I'm actually worried I'm going to get cold in some circumstances because we have one night we are doing kind of a glamping thing and they say it can get cooler at night. So I'm really worried I'm going to get cold, but maybe not. So now we'll talk kind of about shirts and things. So my shirts are in disarray here. I'm taking two, first my workout tops. I've got two tank tops. I've got this purple one and then this gray tank top here that I'm taking for the really warm days. I've got two tops that are just regular tops. These are actually crop tops from Old Navy. These two, also workout tops. And then I've got this cool shirt. It's not really a workout type top, but it's one I'm probably gonna wear. People kept teasing me about getting eaten by bears or not getting eaten by bears on this trip. So Courtney found these shirts online and we thought they were really funny. So we bought them and now we each have one and we're gonna wear them on this trip. Just because. And hopefully we don't get eaten by bears. If we do, you'll never see this video because I think it's not going to be edited until we get back. Alright, so then I have regular tops. I'm taking two normal top shirts. Just plain, got plain black and then sort of a plain maroon. Just to wear when I'm not want to wear like a outdoorsy type shirt. And then I have one long sleeve shirt because in case we're in one of those spots where it gets cold. Because I'm cold natured. I get cold all the time. I'm turning into my grandmother. Slowly but surely. And then I have two sweatshirts. So I have this sweatshirt here. And this one, which I think is really cute. This sweatshirt here. So this will be too for more like if we're, going outdoors, but I want to have something warmer if it's a cold morning or something like that. Now I do have my jacket, obviously. So I have my workout jacket I showed you earlier. I'm taking on the plane. So I also have my rain jacket, which I always take on every trip ever. This is one of my staples because you never know when it's going to rain. And it has rained on us on almost every trip we've ever been on, at least once. So, always good to have a rain jacket. Plus, the good thing about this type of rain jacket is they fold up really, really small, so they don't take up a ton of room in your suitcase. So, definitely have my raincoat. And I'm also taking this coat. This is my normal coat that I wear in winter. Now, around here, it never gets, which it's not supposed to get down like really, really cold. As far as I know, like most places, the lows were in the 30s, which is cold, don't get me wrong, but it's not. And I also, admittedly, I don't know how their cold is compared to our cold because we have a lot of humidity in Georgia. But, 30 degrees, it's cold, like I said, especially if you're outside, but it's not like 0 degrees, So I'm not taking like a huge warm jacket just because I'm not expecting it to be that cold. But I definitely wanted to have a little bit of a thicker jacket than my workout jacket. And also so I don't have to wear my workout jacket, to dinner and things like that. And then the last thing I have, which I should have talked about when I talked about the random items, is this dress. So this is just a short maxi dress from Old Navy, black. But the good thing about this dress is you can dress it up or down. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be fancy, but it can be nice. I actually wore it to a little black dress party one time. Just in case we do want to go out, like I said, to somewhere maybe nicer, or this is just cool for just during the day when it's warm outside. If we're just exploring a city or something, obviously not for hiking, but like city daytime exploring, it's really good for that. Even though it is black, of course. So you could go with a different color if you're worried about getting really hot, but like I said, I'm not incredibly concerned about getting too hot, just because I am a cold-natured person. But that rounds off the clothes. So now I've got to fold all this stuff and pack it. Now, I will say one more little packing tip. Well, this one's small. We'll use it. Is to take packing cubes. These really, really do help you save space in your suitcase. I was surprised how much space they actually help you save. But they do. So I have this pack. I got these also from Amazon. Shocker. So now I'm going to put all of my clothes into these and put them into the suitcase. And then we'll talk about other stuff. Okay, next up. So in my final vacuum cube, I'm going to put some random stuff. So first off, I have some gloves and one of the ear warmer headbands to mostly for Glacier is what I'm thinking. But they say it can get, you know, like I said, cold. And especially if we go out on an early morning hike or something, I want to have these and I can slip them off and put them in my bag if I'd end up not needing them. So like I said, I may put my other cords, cables and things in this packing cube. But for now, all I have in here is this, which this is sort of a multi-outlet, multi-plug. Where are the plugs? Over here. Oh my God. You got 3 USBs and 1 Type-C port. And then you also have, this is actually for international travel is what I bought it for. But you can plug normal US devices and also devices from other countries. And then you can plug it into whatever wall that you need. Over here on the side, it tells you what country and you push it out and that's what you plug into the wall. Now, this is not a voltage converter, so you can only use small items, phones, cameras, laptops. Don't try to plug like hair tools or anything into this. Trust me, don't do that. But since I bought this for the Italy trip we went on. But now I just like to take it because it has all these different ports, so I can plug this one thing up and charge all my devices in the same outlet. Now, I've also got, well, I'm going to have the case for my glasses, which, you know, to make sure. I may take my old glasses, my old spare glasses, just because I don't want to be without glasses if something happens to my glasses, which it probably won't, and I'm probably being paranoid about it. So I don't know if I'll carry those or not. I may decide to. And then I'm also putting my Elderberry Gummies in here. I am taking this whole bottle because you have to take 2 of these a day. So I would have to take out like 28 of these and put them in something else. And that's, you know, like half of them. And, you know, I have the space, so I'm just going to put them in here instead of doing that. The rest of my vitamins, actually, are in here. So I have these little containers. It actually came with one for every day of the week. But in here, I have put my allergy medicine and my women's daily vitamins, and then a couple Midols, which unfortunately I'm probably gonna need. Now for jewelry, I'm only taking a few things. I have like 2 pairs of earrings and a few rings because I don't know how often I'll be wearing it on this particular trip, so I'm not taking a whole lot. And then I'm just taking another band from my watch just in case I need it. And I'm putting all those in this little case. I got this little case from 31 back in the day. So I have that. Now, I have other masks, so I don't know that we're going to need masks a whole lot because we're going to be outside a lot. But I do have a couple extra masks besides the one that I'm going to be wearing on the airplane. Take with me. Some places still do require you to have them after all. And then, along a similar note, which I may actually put this in my carry-on, just to be safe. I think I'm going to do that actually. But I have my feminine products. This is my smaller container and these are my extras. Because like I said, unfortunately, I am probably going to need them on this trip. For other things, I have, so this is my little mini travel straightener. It's so tiny and cute. But I just bought this, so I haven't tried it. We'll see if it's any good. Because I usually take, now, because of the nature of this trip, I'm not sure how much I'll be straightening my hair, but in case I do, I'll have this tiny one that'll take up way less space than the big one. I take this with me now on trips. I saw this online. It was a nice hack of if you travel with hair tools to get you an oven mitt, because if you get up and do your hair and have to leave immediately and you have to pack your hair tools in your bag and they may not be cooled down, have time to cool down, you can put them inside of an oven mitt. That way you don't burn anything in your suitcase or melt anything, because this keeps all the heat on the inside. So always good to have. So I've got that and my straightener, which go together. And then I have the rest of my electronic stuff here. So I've just got my selfie stick, my tripod. I've got a little mini tripod in here. I've got the charger for my action camera and some of the other accessories for that camera, so that I can put it, well, now I've messed it all up. The attachment, so I can attach my phone or camera to these different devices here. And I have the charger. Now I have to put everything back in the bag because I messed it up. These are the two, so this is the only food I'm taking. So if you haven't tried these Verb energy bars, they're actually really good and they actually do work. Each bar has about as much caffeine as one shot of espresso, but it's made with like green tea, so it doesn't give you like, doesn't make you jittery and stuff, which I thought was really cool. But they actually do work. These are really good too. These are chocolate chip banana bread, but I've tried different flavors because they sent me, when I ordered these, they sent me like some other samples to try. I do think next time I might get peanut butter because I love peanut butter, but I'm taking these because I'm probably going to need energy because we're going to be on the move a lot and, exerting ourselves a lot, hiking and stuff. And then also on the same line, talking about energy, I have my Spark packets. So these are kind of the same thing. They help give you energy. I drink Spark a lot in the afternoons. You just mix it with like 8 ounces of water, more or less, depending on how used to like caffeine you are. But this is made by Advocare, so you can check them out online if you're interested. But they work really well. I think that's all like little stuff. Oh wait, I have this. So this is sort of kind of broken. I have mixed feelings about this thing. But this is like for my phone. It's a waterproof bag for my phone, which I like to take hiking in case of rain or something. So, which technically our new phones are supposed to be water resistant. Are they? I don't know. This also came with my packing cubes, and it is a laundry bag, which is really helpful. I always put my dirty socks and underwear in here. I like to keep them separate than everything else. So I will put them all in here once I wear them. And then if we ever do laundry, we can just pick up the laundry bag and go take it to the laundry facility somewhere. And then the last bunch of things I have are bags. So I have a bunch of bags here. May seem like an excessive amount of bags, but they all have a purpose. So first I have my Kavu backpack, which is going to act as my main day bag for the trip. So this is when we're not hiking. This will be what I carry around as my purse, essentially. So this will be one of my go-tos. Now, like I said before, I have my hydration backpack I'm taking. So this will be for days when we're doing a lot of hiking, when we're going to be, hiking like more than 5 miles a day, especially, or we're doing like multiple trails and we're not going to be, going back and forth to the car a lot. Definitely want to have this. So the other backpack I have. So this is my waterproof, or water resistant, I should say. My water resistant backpack. So this is also what I'm going to wear hiking a lot. And I actually can wear this backpack over the top of my hydration backpack, which is a lot of backpacks to wear at the same time. But I want to have, because this hydration backpack, of course, doesn't have like pockets, places to put things. So this obviously does. So this, my whole idea of this backpack is to put any other things we might need while we're out hiking besides water in, and just wear it over the top. I'm not going to fill it full because I don't want it to be like weighing me down a lot. But one thing I will have in it is this. So this is legitimately a waterproof bag. This is what you could take kayaking and that sort of thing. So I wanted to have something waterproof since I'm taking my nice camera on hikes, that if for some reason it starts to rain or anything, there's a chance of something getting wet, I'm going to put my camera in this bag here because I do not want my camera to get wet. I have this little carabiner attached to it, so I can, if I end up putting stuff in it that I, may get in and out of, that I can just clip this to one of my backpacks and not have to put it back inside the backpack. But yeah, so I want to have that for my camera specifically. So it's going to stay in this backpack most of the time. And if there's no chance of rain or anything, I may not carry it, but And then the last bag I have is actually a soft-sided cooler. So one of the things for road trips that's good to have are coolers. But since we're flying, we can't take a hard-sided cooler. We really don't have room to take a hard-sided cooler. So instead, I'm taking my soft-sided cooler because I can flatten it and fold it up and carry it with us. This will be to leave in the car because some days we may want to do a picnic lunch or something, so we'll pick up something from the store. We want to keep it cool. We might want to put some waters in here or something and I keep in the car. So I wanted to have at least something. Now we may end up investing in like a styrofoam cooler or something when we get there, something bigger, but I'm not really sure. We are going to, obviously, we're not going to be able to travel with ice or ice packs, but we're probably going to purchase some ice packs once we get there to go inside of the cooler. You can get them for less than $1 at Walmart, so I'm not really concerned about that. But yeah, soft-sided cooler. So next up, we have Toiletries. So this is my toiletry bag that I take. I've been using the last couple of years on trips, and I really like it. It is a bigger toiletry bag, so it takes up a little bit more space. But I like how it has the option to put taller things in here. And you don't normally want to travel with like full-size bottles of anything. But sometimes you have stuff that's just a little bit taller that you need height. You need some space for. Plus you can fit things like a hairbrush and stuff like that in here. But my favorite part is that it hangs. So one of the things I'd always recommend is getting a hanging toiletry bag, because that way, if you need to, it doesn't take up counter space, but also you can hang it in the closet when you're not using it. If you have a shared bathroom, which we do in 2 of the places we're staying, then you can like take it with you, hang it up while you're using it, and then take it back to your room easy enough. So I definitely like the hanging feature here. So what am I putting in here? Well, first of all, in this bottom pouch here, which does detach, you can unzip it. I have just some, it's kind of like my little, not really first aid, but I've got Band-Aids, I've got some cream, I've got like some Neosporin type cream, I've got some hydrocortisone cream, because last time we went on a trip, my face, the whole one side of my face broke out in weird little bumps. Don't know what. Tried to go to the store and buy some hydrocortisone cream. So now I'm taking it. I also have motion sickness medicine just in case I really get motion sickness and the C-bands aren't working good. I have legitimate motion sickness medicine in here. So that's here. We can also, like I said, detach it if we want to put it in a backpack and carry it with us hiking one day. Other toiletries. So first we'll start with this. So I've got these 3 bottles. So I always, I hardly ever buy travel size bottles of anything. I do have a few things in travel size, but for the most part I buy or just have these little containers and I just keep refilling them. Now I have mixed feelings about these particular bottles, which I'll talk more about in our other video we're going to do, but they're fine. I like the fact that it's easier to get the soap out because they're squishy instead of like the hard-sided. But in here I've got shampoo, conditioner, a body wash. because we're seeing it so many different places, I don't know exactly what they'll have. Now, if places have really good soap, and sometimes they do, sometimes I'll use theirs instead of mine. But it's for 2 weeks. So I'll probably end up having to use mine at least part of the time. And then I have my face wash and moisturizer in these little containers. I actually got these little bitty jars from the Dollar Tree. They're like 3 for $1. And they actually work well. They don't leak, unlike these squeezy bottles, which do leak, even though they're not supposed to. Which is why they're in this. So that way, if they leak, at least it'll be a contained leak, hopefully. Then, I've got my deodorant. I've got some lotion. Got my sunscreen. Very important, especially for a trip like this where we're going to be outside a lot. All right, so the things I do buy travel size of, typically things that you can't put into another container, and that is my dry shampoo and my shaving cream. I don't like shaving with regular bar soap, so I don't. I always shave with shaving cream, and so yeah, I have to buy small bottles when I travel to take with me, and then my dry shampoo. Now, here's one thing I love, and this is this Downy Wrinkle Releaser. This has Febreze in it, so dual purpose. So for one, it really does work on wrinkles. I mean, it's not going to be as good as ironing, but if you spray your clothes, I mean, you have to spray it pretty good. You can't just lightly spray it. You spray it good. And you shake it out and hang it up overnight. It does get the majority of the wrinkles out. But the main reason I like this is because of the Febreze aspect. So every night, especially if it was like a hot and sweaty day, I will spray my clothes and shoes with this spray. Especially before I'm putting them back in my suitcase, because it helps keep your suitcase from stinking. So definitely love it for that. You could get this travel size, and then you can buy the full bottle and just keep refilling it. So you don't have to keep buying travel size of these. And then I have just some more hand sanitizer. This is a spray hand sanitizer. Just because you can never have too much hand sanitizer these days. And then I have my makeup removing wipes, which I'll probably just take some of these and put them into a smaller Ziploc bag instead of carrying all of these, because I don't know how often I'm going to be wearing makeup. I don't wear it super often anyway, but yeah, so I don't know. I'll put this in a smaller thing. All right, so of course I have my toothbrush and my toothpaste. Now I am taking my normal toothpaste, so it's still in the bathroom because I'm going to need it again before I leave. But it's not a super huge toothpaste. Now most travel size toothpaste you buy in the travel section these days are kind of a mid-size toothpaste. It's not as small as the ones you get at the dentist, which are what I usually travel with. But since this is such a long trip, I would have to take like 3 or 4 of those little ones because they run out really quick. That I just would prefer to take my normal sized toothpaste. Now, if I was doing carry-on only, I'd obviously have to have a carry-on size toothpaste because mine is still over the 3.4 ounces, even though it's not a huge thing of toothpaste. But, you know. And I've got some dental floss because I can't tell you the times that I've needed dental floss out and about places. Kind of along the lines with my shaving cream, I have this cute little travel razor, which does not actually save a lot of space being tiny. Now, if I took it out of this container, it would be smaller, but you'd probably be better off if you're space saving to get just a disposable razor. But it is super cute, so I take it when I travel. I have my comb, my hairbrush. I also have not, it's still in the bathroom because I'm going to be using it again before I leave, but I'll have that. And then I have my foot stick. So then I got this on Amazon, and they also make Body Glide, or the brand is Body Glide, but they also make one that's more of a Body Glide than a foot glide for chafing. So you can put it like between your thighs or under your bra, just places like that, that if you're like me, you may put deodorant to keep that from happening. But this is for my feet. This is for blisters. I randomly get blisters on my toes. Just on my toes for the most part. Not on my foot. The rest of my foot. Just my toes. So I like to have this to put on there when I'm going to be doing a lot of walking because it does help. It doesn't prevent them. Nothing prevents them. It's impossible. But it does really help. It helps keep it from being so bad, which is always good. Then I just have my Tide stick, which I like to take with me when I go places to, in case I get something on my clothes, like a stain, like I did on my new sweatshirt the first time I wore it and got sauce all over it. For makeup, like I said, I'm not going to take a lot, so I've got my eyeliner, I don't know where the mascara went, but I'll have the mascara, and then my eyeshadow, which I have put in a plastic baggie because I don't trust eyeshadow anymore. It gets on everything. And then I just have this little compact, which is mainly, it does have powder in it, but I use it mainly for the mirror when I need to do my makeup and I don't have a convenient mirror to do it in. Now this is one cool thing to get from the travel section at least one time, and it is these Q-tips, these little boxes to put Q-tips in because you can refill them, obviously, time and time again, which I do. I keep this actually in my makeup bag all the time because I use it for my makeup, but I like to have these also, like if I get water in my ears and things like that. I know you're not really supposed to put these in your ears, but sometimes I do anyway. And then I have more chapstick because you can never have too much chapstick in addition. And I have a hair clip. Now, I do have some hair bands that I'm putting around my brush so that I'll have extra hair bands. But I like to have a clip because sometimes I like to clip my hair up in a bun because it makes my head less sore than a ponytail. So I'm going to take at least one clip with me to help me clip my hair up. Oh, I do have my brush. I thought I didn't have my brush. It has hair in it, sorry. So I have my brush with my extra hair bands, which I'll also put in here. And that is it. That is what I am taking on this trip. There are, like I said, a couple things that we are going to be buying once we get there that we didn't want to pack for one reason or another. So one I already talked about kind of with snacks. So every road trip needs snacks, but we didn't want to like load down our suitcases with tons and tons of snacks. So we definitely we'll definitely be purchasing a few snacks when we get there at least. Like I said, also we are going to be getting some ice packs, things to go in the cooler to kind of help keep some of our drinks or snack, food, anything we want to keep a little bit cooler. Bug spray. So bug spray, I don't like to travel with bug spray on planes. I don't know, I have this fear that it's going to like get too hot and explode, even though I think you can like not explode like crazy, but get all over my stuff. And you can carry bug spray, I'm pretty sure. I just don't like to. So we're definitely going to be buying some of when we get there because even though the weather's still going to be a little bit cooler, there's always bugs. We're also going to be possibly purchasing a couple other random little things like cheap flip-flops. I could possibly carry a pair with me, but it's kind of a play-by-ear thing because like I said, we're going to be in a shared bathroom for 2 of the places we're staying. So we kind of don't know what the shower situation's going to be. So we're kind of like I said, playing it by ear to see if when we get there, we can just go, to a store and buy a little cheap pair of flip-flops that we can then throw away or leave behind, not something we necessarily have to bring back. And I'm sure there's going to be tons of other things that we'll think of when we get there that we need to buy or want to buy. But those are sort of the main things. And that's pretty much it. I know there are a couple things that people recommended to us that I currently don't have packed, but I still have a couple hours just in case. But one of those is binoculars. I heard some people say it's really good to have binoculars when you're going to some of the parks, especially if you want to like see the wildlife far off. I don't have any binoculars. I think my dad has some, but he doesn't know where they are. So if he finds the binoculars, I may bring them with me as well just to have. Don't know. don't know if he's going to be able to find them. And then there's some other things. A lot of people, like I mentioned earlier, are somehow afraid I'm going to get eaten by a bear. But I really, though I'm not that concerned about it, I have been told, there are lots of bears, especially at glaciers. So you kind of have to just be alert. Like, don't get in the bear's business if you see a bear, basically. But some people do recommend getting bear spray. And we can't carry that sort of thing on the airplane with us. So if we buy anything like bear spray, we're going to have to buy it when we get there anyway. I just don't know. That'll be another thing. We'll see. We'll see what the people at the park recommend. Do they really think we're gonna encounter a bear? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then there's a few other things, like everybody says, oh, a flashlight, but everybody has a flashlight now on their phone. So we don't really need a flashlight. The rental car should have jumper cables, should have everything we need if something should happen to the car. So that should be fine. And then first aid, but I have my little tiny bit of first aid stuff that should, if something more serious than a minor cut or scrape happens, we're probably going to have to go to the urgent care or something anyway. So, yeah, so that's it. That is it for the trip. I'm really excited. We leave bright and early in the morning. We have to be at the airport in approximately 13 hours from right now when I'm filming this video, because we are leaving at the butt crack of dawn. We have to be there at the airport by like 5 o'clock in the morning or sooner. So we'll hopefully check in. We're going to try to vlog. Like I said, we're going to try to vlog about it. So we'll see. We may start at the airport bright and early in the morning. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, at least somewhat. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.